Grizzly Bear 1996 celebrates 13 months of membership. Let's go.
What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. Our brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. And we feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway.
Greetings, everybody, and welcome to a Monday night stream. Wow, okay, we've got some updates about Perogi. I may also talk about the sketch stuff, maybe, only because other streamers had really bad takes about it. But that'll come later if we get through everything today. I'm not planning on a long stream today. We ain't gonna get another 4.5 hour Andy over here. What shirt is he wearing today? I am wearing my stringer because I just got back from the gym not too long ago. Anyway, yes, Nani has done an amazing amount of work, and to be frank, it's a lot of the drama tubers like relaying the information. But a majority of it is thanks to Nani basically unearthing a gay op. So that's been hilarious to watch them all delete or try to remove themselves from the situation. So, yeah. Chess. Thanks, chat. There we go. So, yeah, basically what's happened in the last few days, give or take, is that our coverage of the scammer Payback antis, this is what, like an anti-community, like an anti-Onision community, our coverage of that has been basically, it's gone off in a way where, you know, we stream about it, stuff gets deleted, and we also get rewarded with people responding to it, right? So I can't show it on stream, but one of the accounts after my stream changed their PFP, which was formerly a bear, in bondage. They changed it to a dildo in honor of Pink Buddy, because we were making many a Pink Buddy comments, right? I'll send some to you. You're going to laugh. Yeah, you know, I'm really surprised that Chud's content didn't kick this ball down the hill, but now we're here. So now we're here, right? We'll be looking at E.G. Lately, who had been a content creator who's been covering this. He has some videos specifically on Collins, who's become, unfortunately, the fat Rich Evans. That's saying a lot, given Rich Evans is fat himself. But yeah, so this is gonna be a lot.
This is a certified hood classic.
It's a toss-up between the shirt and the white button down on which is my favorite.
Oh my god. I knew when I came on stream today and I was wearing this that I was gonna get nothing but like, yeah, Orange Buddy is not my best friend. I knew that I was going to get a lot of comments. By the way, guys, this Wednesday, the new podcast launches with Beckett called... Thank you, Christina. This Wednesday, new podcast, Internet Explorers with the Beckett of Crabs. We'll be covering old drama, old lore, and taking you along the way to discover parts of the internet you never knew existed. So please stay on the lookout for that this Wednesday. If you want to know where you can catch episodes, you can catch it on Spotify, iTunes, everywhere you get your podcast, as well as YouTube on the channel at Internet Explorers Pod. I will put a link in the chat now for you. You know that Internet Explorer has a... When is it dropping? Sorry, just got here. This Wednesday, Xylee, this Wednesday. I like your tattoo. Yeah, it's actually a little uneven, but, you know, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about how uneven it is. But this Wednesday, here's the channel. Boom. You will see the episode there. And if you watch the video version over the audio version, you'll get some extra little fun little bits about it, right? We have a whole 90s, early 2000s internet vibe. So it's very based. You got it where I got a big ass Judy Alvarez, so I get it. Yeah, it does. It does warp with the flex. I lost a lot of weight after I got it, so it's like a little bit like slanted like one way. But yeah, for the uninitiated, we will be talking about an individual in the Perogi drama. Perogi, if you are new to this, is a man by the name of Scammer Payback. Right, and Scammer Payback would basically go and expose scamming things, right? He'd do scam baiter content, which is a whole genre on YouTube. But what ended up happening is that he developed this kind of weird toxic culture on Discord where everybody would be basically being, you know, degenerate Discord drinking and being really just inappropriate, right? So one of those individuals was a pay pig turned mod known as Collins, Orange Hoodie Guy. Orange Hoodie Guy has a striking resemblance to the Rich Evans of Dick the Birthday Boy fame, as well as Space Cop. They drank in a cringe way, yeah. Eating ice cream for the stream, very base. It's very hot right now. I'm kind of. I don't even think he was a mod, just a huge pay pig. He did say he was a Facebook mod, from what I remember, which does no help for him at all. Oh no. I'm looking at some of the DMs that Nani just sent me. We'll definitely show some of these. These basically corroborate that Collins was in the Discord. Man, these guys are all regulars, huh? I'm just taking a gander. All right. Anyway, here we go. Rich Evans. This video is now deleted, right? Rich Evans went and he deleted a bunch of his YouTube videos and basically hid away. But I was able to save it, as well as everybody else. I'm going to go click on it, even though I know it's not there when I go to the YouTube channel. Yep, this video is private. He didn't even delete it. He just made it private. Let me go to the channel. Let's see if there's any content up on there. All right, so Collins has definitely been paying attention. This channel did have content about Perogi on it, but then after he got heat from the internet, which, by the way, you made all this public. You did this yourself, okay? Oh, yeah. Also, when Hina unfollowed the sub-mail account. Oh, really? Interesting. So these guys basically just got caught doing a gay op, right? They were trying to make Perogi look bad, right? Did you see his political channel? I have not gotten around to that. I need to see that. Is he doing? I like skimmed the thread today before stream to pick what topics I was gonna do. And I believe it was like he was doing like a radical centrist type thing, right? Let me skim. There's a lot here. This has been a pretty active channel on the Discord since we started covering it. Yeah, he was actually much better back then. Here we go. This was his old channel. A voice in the middle. Rich Evans, we're in your walls, Rich Evans. Also, SP Whistleblowers is Collins. Okay, so there's no way. Okay, let's be frank here. I am like really edging on the certainty that Collins has like a femdom like he's a sub male type guy, right? He gives that vibe. I'm picturing it was literally him on that account. Okay. Like the chance of that not being the case in this is outstanding. You know, listen, I'm all for domineering women as much as the next guy. In fact, sometimes I like being told what to do. But like, have some decency, Collins. You're married. Now, there's a little bit to go over with this guy. Diesel just says things. Oh my god. Either way, we all want to know how he lost his marriage. If you were watching Chris's stream earlier, you know that Collins... Yeah, Hina decided gay ops instead of opening up an OnlyFans or a Fansly like a normal person. I know, right? I mean, Sketch did it. Diesel has such strong switch energy. So... yeah, basically, Collins, we learn about on Chris's stream that Collins was chatting with a younger member of Perogi's Discord. You know, a chick that's like, you know, 18, 19, 20, somewhere around there. But based on the timeline, given when he's discussed, like when this was discussed, Sketch was that gay in the bag. I can't hate yet. No, we're going to watch some of that stuff. Because some of the bad takes there. But basically, you know, there's some edge case, right? Collins might have started talking to this young mistress when she was 17, and then might have planned events after she turned legal. Not to accuse him of anything. That's all an allegation, you know? But it's not a good look for a guy who looks like Rich Evans. To be talking to a woman like 8 years as junior. But let's watch this guy's marriage fall apart in real time, okay?
Hey guys, this is Collins. This is going to be a different video. And honestly, this is going to go into some mistakes that I made in my personal life in the past. And if you don't really care, that
Diesel, his wife is 8 years younger than him. Ah, okay. Okay. So he was trying to upgrade to somebody younger. Got it.
that's totally fine. But recently there have been attacks on some other members. There have been threats to expose my past and stuff that I dealt with.
Whoops.
And I alluded to previously. And I just want to come clean with it. And it's not because I'm afraid of it being exposed to the world necessarily. It's because I also want...
Yeah, I was going to say Diesel's Law in full swing tonight. That's why I tweeted that out again. Every time, it always seems to be that, you know, drama always comes back to this.
People to kind of understand what mental health can do if you're not taking care of it. Understand the repercussions it can have on your marriage, because I almost lost mine, and the impact that has on everyone involved, right? So during the height of COVID,
during the height of COVID, when I was surrounded by my wife 24/7, I cheated on her. I mean, honestly, that's impressive considering you guys were under the same roof. I'm imposing a lot of opinions on this video that I haven't watched yet, by the way. I don't know if that's anything of what he said, but I have a really hard time taking this guy seriously when he is crazy.
and the other thing I want to mention, and there's no script, I'm kind of just going off here. The other thing I want to mention is I'm not going to be going...
Oh, and here's another thing. Isn't it outrageous that the people accusing Perogi and chastising Perogi for his shitty behavior all literally do or have done the exact same thing to a degree that is worse than Perogi? Like, it's almost astounding how poetic it is. That it's like literally it's the cliche of you and I are a lot alike. Like, literally, it is the cliche of you and I are a lot alike.
Into a lot of details because this implicates my family and my wife. It implicates other individuals as well who knew I was married. And I'm not going to, like, at the end of the day, the responsibility falls on me. But I'm also not going to air their information out because it's not mine to air, and we all made mistakes. So during 2021, I was in a very, very low point in my life emotionally. I wasn't coping with COVID well, with isolation well. My marriage and I, my wife and I, we were very much on polar opposite wavelengths because she is very introverted and I'm very extroverted. And so she was at work all day because her job basically only kept her home for about 3 months when the pandemic started.
Yeah, now we are sharing private info, Orange Buddy. Yeah. No, you guys don't understand. His info is really private and personal. He didn't make himself a public figure in Perogi's story. He didn't do that. No. He deserves privacy. Perogi, though, we should know what he does in his personal life and marriage. We should know exactly who Perogi jerks off to. I won't feel good until I know exactly what Perogi jerks off to, me personally. Right? Because I was thinking Perogi was a good Christian guy, which is why I decided to give my social security to him.
Started, whereas mine kept me work from home. So once the doors opened up again, and you could go do stuff, all she wanted to do was stay home, and all I wanted to do was get out. So I found the Scammer Payback community, and this is not a video trashing that community in this case whatsoever. This is a video of me owning up to my past. And once I found that community, I received a lot of attention and was giving a lot of attention to people of the opposite sex.
Okay. I want us first of all, you know, infidelity aside, I just want us to picture like the train of thought here, right? My wife was at work all day. I was at home all day. Once things opened up again, my wife wanted to stay home all day. I wanted to go out. I didn't go out. I went on Discord. And then I started flirting with women on Discord. Buddy, your marriage ain't getting fixed. It's not. You're just literally incompatible. You just delayed the inevitable of your divorce. All right. Literally, like, there's so much there to unpack. Right, okay, one. I think it's really funny that things open up again. But because you're so bitch-made, you don't, like, negotiate any, like, hey, wife, let's maybe have, like, a date night. No. Your wife is like, I want to stay home, so you just agree to stay home. And so then you just go cheat on her on Discord. At least have the decency to go cheat on her in real life. My marriage sucks, so I e-date. I know!
This behavior was completely inappropriate, mainly because I was married. Now, I want to be
mainly because you were married? That's like the only reason it's inappropriate. If there's another reason, that makes it way worse.
Very clear. There was no sort of like pictures shared. There was no like videos shared.
Why are we wording it like this, buddy? Why are we wording it like this? Why are we wording it like this? I don't like where this is going. Hold on.
There was no
yeah, hold on.
private video calls that were explicit in any.
Bro did the late 20s equivalent of the early 2000s, like talking in AIM Messenger, where you're like, I'm about to come. Like literally he just did that.
Shape or form. I did have some video calls with people at times of time, but it just was like private, but it was just talking about life. It was teaching people how to cook. It was just having conversations. Like there was nothing like that. In some of the messages we had back and forth.
You were being a father to the women who had those daddy issues. I got it. You were subbing so much in real life, you wanted to go online and dom a little bit. It's okay. I get it.
Though, it was extremely inappropriate. It was not correct. It was not right. They varied in age range. Everyone was an adult, is what I will say. And again, I'm
Dude, why is he doing that? Why is he saying it like that? What is he saying? Why is he saying it like that? Everyone was an adult. Why? That should be a given, buddy. All right? That should be a given. All right? You shouldn't have to specify, listen, I was cheating on my wife, but like, it could have been worse. They could have been a minor.
I'm purposely just leaving things vague because.
What? No, you can't leave things vague. Now you've like buried the lead. You've sat here and said, I cheated on my wife on Discord, but don't worry, everything was legal and we never shared anything. What do you mean?
Because if anyone happens to know that talking about, I don't want them to feel uncomfortable. So there was about 3 to 4 different people I was in conversation with, and
damn, Collins, you were E Casanova. Damn, you're Don Ewan over here. Sounds like a Star Wars character. This is Don Ewan from the Gigolo sector.
the reality is, it really was just kind of in good humor and fun for the most part. But it was 100% inappropriate. There was one individual.
Don Ewan Kenobi. Don Ewan Kenobi, Gigolo Master.
That actually the entire community was well aware of. Me and this individual, we talked a lot. There was a plane ticket booked.
No! how is it that Pierogi could look like however bad Pierogi was in his own marriage infidelity, this guy is worse. Okay, Pierogi never thought about getting a plane ticket for Hina to go rail her. All right, but this guy was making preparations. All right, don't worry, kitten. Daddy'll be in VC soon. He was literally that guy. Oh my god.
To potentially go visit them. And the very next day is when I canceled that.
Thank you for what you just said, Nani. I will relay that into the chat once we get to a later point. But it would seem like EG might be on the money.
Plane ticket. I think it was the very next day when I came clean to my wife about the behavior I had been having. And I moved out for about 2 months. Honestly, I was done in a lot of ways with the relationship. I didn't think it was going to be reconciled, but my wife is an absolute rock, and I do not deserve her. And I.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, this is awful. This is awful. I can't believe we're watching Discord marriage counseling right now. This is horrible.
Did not deserve her forgiveness, and I came clean with her with everything. I showed her contents of messages, and she forced me into marriage counseling, and we worked.
She forced me into marriage counseling. The verbiage in this entire video is not good. All right, it is not good. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Are there kids in the? Yeah, Colin said there's kids in the picture. That's why you guys reconciled. This kid's in the picture. You didn't want to have your kids grow up with, you know, mommy and daddy are separated. I get it, right? But like, fuck, dude. You're just making it bad for both of you. Like, I don't know what to tell you. All right. I mean, what, 2021 is when this was happening. We're like 3 years removed from it. But I don't foresee this being good for you, Collins. Unironically, okay? Like, Jesus.
And we got through it.
Yeah, I just can't imagine being the kid. Yeah, imagine growing up and finding your dad's channel saying he was sexting girls on Discord. I'd kill myself. In Minecraft.
So, yeah, that's my past. And if someone somehow has specifics, things that were said and things that were shared, I'm going to own it right now. It was inappropriate and it was not correct. And it was not right.
No, bro is pulling the Dr. Disrespect. This is not good, dude.
While it does take two people, I was the one that was married, and the ownage is more on me. Because
okay. Okay. I don't know if I can put any blame on the other person, really. I don't know what to tell you. Oh my god.
Because what I effectively was doing is you are giving people a false sense potentially of security that maybe they're thinking. Actually, I don't.
Yeah. Okay. Now it sounds like you're like. Okay. The way it sounds, right, is like I was planning to like have sex with the Discord e-girl that I met on Discord in Pierogi's community. Meanwhile, and I was leading her on with the potentiality of a relationship. That's what it sounds like. That I was leading a young lady on with the potentiality of a relationship, while I was meanwhile ruining my marriage.
None of the relationships were at a point to where it was like, oh, he's gonna leave my wife, like his wife, or there was nothing like that ever discussed. Like there was nothing ever discussed like long term. Like
okay, but that's not like you saw how Hina acted. Okay, Hina knew what was going on and knew the reality of it, but still in her heart was like, this man loves me. He'll leave his wife for me, okay? Like, you can't just assume that like everybody's on the same page about me cheating on my wife right now. Like that's not appropriate at all. Like if you got a mistress or some shit, right? Like you gotta lay the ground rules flat. You can't just assume that it's implicit. I like Jesus. Is this still because of Pierogi? Well, Pierogi facilitated it, okay? That's the thing. Pierogi facilitated it because he had the Discord server. Apparently, Pierogi was also aware of his marriage issues, and was like someone that he came to speak to.
Oh, I'm gonna become your boyfriend. Oh, I'm gonna date you, or this or that. Like there was nothing like that whatsoever in the conversations. It was usually more like what if scenarios, like what if life was different? What if things were...
What do you mean? What if you weren't married, that we could run off together and love each other? Like, that's literally, I guarantee you there were conversations like that had. All right, which is not the kind of thing you want to be throwing to somebody. Now this guy's just been, like, now I feel bad for the person he was cheating on his wife with.
were different. But the reality is I shouldn't have been having those conversations with them anyway, because... I know.
I can't believe he did it. I can't believe he did it on 4th of July that he uploaded this. For shame. For shame.
Much as I was vulnerable and I was insecure at the time and I was dealing with my emotional health issues, so were they. And it was a very, very codependent, non-healthy relationship.
All right. Because my wife was unavailable, I was emotionally making myself available to a age indeterminate young person on Discord. Ay, Dios.
Relationship. And since then, I believe at one point in time, I've apologized to anyone that I had talked to, anyone that I had ever made feel uncomfortable, if that ever came. I will say that there was never an...
So, according to EG, the fella who's been A-logging and covering a lot of this, he was talking to this lady for a while, and the plane ticket being canceled was actually someone else talking him out of it. She was probably 17 then. He went to fly out when she was 18. Allegedly. Let it be known. Let it be known that is alleged. So, want that, right? So, like, I'm thinking of it from the perspective of, like, imagine you were like a out of high school, like 18-year-old legal adult, right? And this guy's like, what if we had a life together type conversations. Okay? You're young. Where the fuck do you think your mind goes? What the fuck do you think? Right? You think, oh shit, I'm gonna have a life with this guy. That's what you think.
Never a time where I was told to stop doing something and I continued to do it. There could be an example up there where someone said stop, but they also joke like that, and you might get like oh, are you serious? Okay, I understand. So I don't know what it is, and honestly, I don't want to relive that part of my life, because I...
Allegedly going for a barely legal teen is insane when you're double their age.
Realized what I did.
And if you aren't thinking that, you're thinking, what can I get from this guy? Yeah. Bro was not joking just to joke. Be real. You know, it was a conversation I had with one of my friends recently where this guy was talking about, like, oh, if I wasn't married, like, I would wife you up type comments, right? The only reason a married guy says that is because he's thinking, what if we started an extramarital affair? That's what.
I came clean with my wife. I did what needed to be done. And honestly, it's my wife who gets all the credit for that. It's not me.
No, what your wife was doing was putting the kids first. Okay, sorry, buddy.
There are going to be some people that are going to hear this story and they're going to say, well, what's different between that and what Pierogi did to Henna? There is a profound difference.
Oh, of course, Pierogi and Henna is way different than my thing. All right, Pierogi led Henna on. Okay, he was abusing the power dynamic. Oh, really? Do you want to get into the power dynamic discussion with the age gap relationship you were having, Collins?
because I didn't isolate anybody.
Oh, you didn't isolate anybody? Listen. Hina isolated herself. She's the person who decided to take a job that had like a 12-hour time zone difference. Okay, first of all.
Knowingly take advantage of a mental state that they may have been in.
Oh, you just said that you were trauma dumping with the fucking teenager. You could have been abusing this person for all I know.
Like, as far as like past, because it's been proven over and over again. If someone has some sort of like trauma from...
You literally mentioned her fucking... You just said that the person you were cheating on with, you were mentally, like, sharing your trauma between each other, right? That you were mentally venting with each other. You should have ended your marriage. Not for any altruistic reason, but because I don't think you deserve it.
Physical type harm, they're more inclined to pursue that type of, like, relationship.
Hold on, I need to go back a second.
Knowingly take advantage of a mental state that they may have been in, like, as far as like past, because it's been proven over and over again. If someone has some sort of like trauma from physical type harm, they're more inclined to pursue that type of like relationship, because it's a way of trying to deal with the trauma in a very unhealthy manner. Never took part in any of that.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Because as we all know, people in their early 20s, 18 or so, you know, the bottom rung of where you can go where you don't have Chris Hansen pop up from behind the screen, right? Because those people, generally speaking, have all of their mental shit figured out, right? They always have it together. In fact, they are emotionally capable of having sex with a man 20 years their senior. Yeah, usually that's the case. Mm-hmm.
I was a married man who found the attention very, very flattering, who loved the attention that he was getting, who loved giving that attention back, who loved the secrecy of it at the time, and justified it, saying that that was the best way to heal himself, that was the best way to go on, that blamed his wife for the stuff he was going through at the time and not himself.
Is he talking about himself or Pierogi? I don't know what he's talking about. Okay, listen, real talk. I don't have everything figured out. I'm not going to claim to have everything figured out. I'm obviously being very facetious. Comedy answer is that in order to make this right, Colin should fly me out to fuck his wife. But seriously. Okay, but serious answer is that if you're in a loveless marriage, you're not communicating with each other, that you're staying together for the sake of the children, that if you're making concessions all the time, if you're not talking to one another about your emotional issues, right? I realize that a lot of, and I don't know, you're allowed to disagree with me, right? In a heterosexual relationship, a lot of good communication exists kind of like down line of like sexual reciprocity, right? So it's like if you're not talking about being intimate and like loving each other, which it sounds like he wasn't with his wife, right? It sounds like they were pretty distant with one another, that he went to go find intimacy and affection from somebody else. That's not to excuse anything from his wife, but the fact that he wasn't having conversations like that to remedy that issue or get to the bottom of fixing the marriage was definitely going to lead to a point where this was going to happen. Okay, like he didn't do any of the things he should have beforehand. And I get it. Oh, the pandemic, blah, 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 blah. Everybody was going through a rough time. I don't think you necessarily get a free pass just because something ridiculous was happening, right? I lost people I care about during the pandemic. The pandemic ends, I lost somebody that basically raised me, right? But that's not an excuse for like poor behavior or something like that. I'm sorry, I really hate the stay with the kids reason. Yeah, I grew up hearing my parents argue. They're still together to this day, but please don't stay together for the kids. Yeah, don't stay together for the kids. That's like a horrible thing. I really do think that is one of the worst reasons to stay together in a loveless marriage. It's not worth it. It's not good for you. Don't do it.
So, that's that. Um, yeah, I'm not going to say anything more than that. And if someone does want to release something more than that,
This guy is a random internet moron, and he's having to preemptively apologize for the potential release of his Discord screenshots. Okay, that is the reality of it. I remember being in kindergarten and telling my mom to divorce my dad. I had a very similar upbringing. It was because of EG.
I mean, that's on you. But just understand you're not actually probably hurting me and all of that. Because the reality is the entire Discord server, including Perogi and Brandon, were aware of that. The entire Discord.
Whoa! So, okay, the Discord knew that you were going through these issues with your wife. The Discord knew that you were cheating on your wife with an e-relationship. And they have no bearing of responsibility on this whatsoever. In fact, I would say that it's more adult for random strangers to say, I'm not going to insert myself in somebody else's relationship. That's weird. That's creepy. That's strange, right? Maybe there's like a barrier you don't cross with that. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Discord server was aware of the behaviors that was happening. I'm not going to say they were complicit in it, but there never was really.
That's why a lot of married men go to OnlyFans. They avoid communication and instead seek comfort from other women. Yeah. I mean, a lot of the service that is provided on OnlyFans, right? Like, obviously, there's like the sexual component of the pornography that's shared on there, but you pay for these women to talk to you about literally random shit, about your day, about what you're doing, about what they're doing, right? And you start to feel an emotional attachment to them because you're not getting that from your relationship. If that's not happening, leave.
A call out until I'd actually moved out of my house to stop the behavior from even Perogi and Brandon. So if you want to turn around and throw a bunch of stuff at me, just realize that people did know. So if your argument continues to be just wait until you find out what Collins did, or are you aware of what Collins did? Everyone was aware of it.
Okay, everyone was aware of it. So what are they supposed to do? What are they supposed to reprimand you for it?
Everyone knew it was going on. It's actually not a secret. And yes, you can turn around and use that to throw all of us under the bus. But the reality is, during that time, we were a bunch of people living in an unhealthy manner.
Oh my God! It was a dysfunctional codependency. What the fuck? All of who? I know. Oh my God, brother. We were in a dark place. We were in a dark place, chat. We were in a dark place. You gotta understand, I was in a dark place, chat. Okay. I didn't mean to share all those things with the Discord kitten. I thought that I was so much better. Toxic gossip train.
Supporting each other in unhealthy ways, and it doesn't make it right. There is, however, a very big difference and a very big line between that behavior that I exhibited and other people exhibited and the behavior of targeting someone that was aware was going through.
Guys, I'm nothing like Perogi. He and I are not alike. He was a really bad guy who took advantage of Hina. Yes. Got it. My Discord kitten is different than Perogi's Discord kitten. Literally.
Pain to the extent they were considering ending their life and had experienced trauma physically, that you isolated her.
Oh my God. Dude, I gotta, okay, listen. Dude. A lot of Hina's shit is completely on her. Okay? Right? again, she took this job that was like many, many hours out of her normal working hours, right? Where it would be nighttime and all of her friends would be asleep when she was awake. It was her who decided, which by the way, it was her, right? Many a time she was pestering her Pierogi for literal like come nut to my pictures. She was like, come on, come Pierogi, come Pierogi. Oh my god, it's so terrible. Like, this is horrible, dude. This is horrible. This guy, the worst part is that it's not even like he's trying to take responsibility for something, one, he didn't need to share with the internet, so that's pathetic anyway. But what's funny and hilarious is that he's trying to say that he's much better. If anything, at the end of the day, him and Pierogi are literally exactly alike. Okay? They both just cheated on their wives with someone over Discord, which is pathetic, personally.
Exploited her, set her apart. There is a difference. So that's my story.
There's a difference. Okay, you know what? This is such an extreme thing, Collins. You actually need to explain how it's different and provide evidence. If you want to be the kind of moron who puts this stuff on the internet and then expects not to be chastised when it turns out you made a really shitty argument, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I honestly don't know what to tell you. Because you put yourself in this position, and now you're sitting here being like, oh, well, his situation was way different. No, it really wasn't. The only difference is that it sounds like you had the means or the want to go actively turn this from a Discord thing into a real-life sex thing, right? While Pierogi was comfortable just jerking off to this lady. You're a bad person. You're a bad person. You don't want to admit that. You don't want to realize that. You don't want to realize how stupid you were. Okay? And your marriage is going to fall apart, Collins. Your orange hoodie's all that's going to be left. And your kids, you know what they're going to think? They're going to think Dad's pathetic. That's what they're going to think. He's trying to get ahead of the video. You know, maybe Collins, maybe your life would have been much better. Maybe you wouldn't be going through, you know, these just desserts if you had just decided to not say anything, right? But you needed to be a white knight for Hina, okay?
I kind of want this to be over.
You want this to be over? It's gotten much worse, Collins. It's gotten much worse. Now, 3 drama channels, Chud, Chris, and myself, have all covered this. Xylie's covered it too. That's 4 drama channels. Thousands of people have seen you be who you are, Collins. Thousands of people now know about this. You have made it infinitely bigger just by talking about it. And the more you all continue to talk about it, and every time you all try to come back all the time to make it worse, right? Or to fix it, to win, to beat Pierogi, every time you do that, it's all going to unravel and just get worse for you. Okay? That's just what's going to happen. You're done. You're already fucked. Diesel and Chris covering this at the same time. Why you gotta make me choose? Chris streams earlier than I do, okay? I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, the lol cow path. Yeah, you literally, this is lol cow gene. This is the lol cow gene. Actually, Collins, share more about your marriage with me. I want to know more. I want to know more about your personal life. I am now invested. I don't give a fuck about Pierogi. I care about you, Collins. You're the star in this. Collins documentary win.
I hope nothing else ever comes of this.
Oh my god, this is so poetic. This is so poetic.
I honestly don't want to relive that time. But that's what I did.
He was so obviously watching Chris's live and deleting things as he started watching Chris. I bet he hopped right over here as soon as Diesel started streaming again.
Sent messages that were suggestive in nature. Never pictures, never videos. I had a plane ticket booked. I owned up to it. Because I have an amazing wife, she forced me into counseling.
She forced me into counseling. Oh my god. She should have given you divorce papers.
She helped me fix my marriage, helped me fix my life, and we're better for it. And before I came in to make this video, I gave her a call first and said, hey, I'm debating sharing this. And the first thing she says, well, but from which perspective? Because we haven't talked about it in 2 years.
Could you imagine if this video contained him and his wife? Or like, you know, like the video where that guy, that streamer was like, I was jerking off to AI porn of my friends and his girlfriend was crying in the background. I want that version of this video.
And I go, well, from the perspective that what I did was wrong. And she goes, wait, you fully believe that now? Because we haven't talked about it in 2 years, and even 2 years ago I still was making excuses.
Oh my god. You say that you're fully in the wrong, but you like literally place blame on the community that you were in. So you're not even at fully admitting guilt. You're still placing a bunch of it on other people.
So the reality is, in a sideways sort of way, thank you for making me make this video. Thank you for making me have that conversation with my wife, because we never would have talked about it. And she was still living in...
This guy's marriage is being dictated by drama on the internet, guys.
under an impression that I was still justifying my actions back then, when the truth is I realized a long time
Yeah, he's
ago
using
that
so much verbiage that makes him sound not grateful to her. Yep.
Completely inappropriate and not correct. So that's it. That's my story. This isn't for subs or clicks or anything like that. This entire channel isn't. I just want to get the story out there just to own up with it. Own up for it right out the gate. And yeah, I will see you guys when I see you.
We forced him to talk to his wife about it. Ay, Dios. Okay, so Ichi lately.
Well, hi there.
Has covered a little bit of Collins. Based on his thumbnail, apparently the panda. The panda is Collins. We will explore that now. I hate when people's end apologies like by being thank you for holding me accountable. Don't thank us, own up to your shit. Yeah. Yep. Yep, it's him. It was his second channel that he scrubbed. Okay.
Well, I'm back from a week off and a lot's taken place. Let's get into it, and it's time to expose all of Colin's dirty little secrets. Let's go! That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I am back from vacation. A lot has taken place since the last time that I was here. Your fearless leader, who has nothing better to do than talk about this scammer payback drama almost to a fault, has returned. I'm just kidding. For anybody who doesn't
Is his
know,
wife still with him? Yeah.
like, this scammer payback is not the only thing I talk about. I usually talk about like internet culture in general. It just seems like right now a lot of you guys have been really enjoying the coverage that I've been doing of this, and you know what, you gotta give the people what they want. If talking about scammer paybacks what pays the bills, then
I literally just watch, or I literally just play music from Stream Beats, which is like royalty free music.
God damn it, we'll talk about scammer payback till our eyes turn blue. Which right now they're a lovely shade of green. But like I said before, this is about right and wrong, and why it is not okay to just simply attack somebody and try to ruin their reputation because you dislike them or you had a bad experience with them. Now, if Collins had come out and been like, you know what, I had a bad experience in scammer payback, you know, I just want you all to know, like, just be careful. You know, I gave this guy a lot of money. I probably shouldn't have.
Who is Collins? Collins is one of the white knights that is trying to destroy Scammer Payback's career.
It's on me, though. But
it's completely fallen flat as people constantly keep unearthing stuff about him and the people that he associates with.
Spending the money where I think he's spending the money. This is kind of just a heads up to some of y'all who might be finding him. But no, that's not what Collins does. You know what Collins does? He goes, we must take him down. He must burn at the stake. We will sacrifice him and his children will scream in the streets. I will not stop until his children cannot put their heads on the pillow without fearing I'm behind the door. When Perogi closes his eyes at night, the last thing he's going to see is my face. I mean, like, really unhinged stuff. Like, you've become way too invested in this. Like,
That's true, right? By the time he had gotten to becoming the panda, assuming that the panda is Collins, that it's too far. Like, it's gone too far. Hina was friends with all of them beforehand, considering she was following all those sub-mail accounts, then unfollowed after your stream. It makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. You know what's hilarious? You know, I want to direct some energy back towards another YouTuber. Savannah Marie T channel, who deliberately put this fucking stupid Hina into the public, who made this a drama, right? She has tried to run this off like she is completely innocent. All right? Let's be clear that the Savannah Marie is involved, by the way. She's going to make a video. Okay, Savannah. Savannah, you won't speak to me. I know you won't. But you should, right? You should. You should probably get an optics check from somebody who's better at this than you. Just saying. Not to be that guy, but I am. Right? But if you want to continue to do that, if you want to prop these people up, go ahead. Go ahead. I cannot wait to bury you. I cannot wait. We are all waiting with bated breath. The entire commentary community, right? Which is just a bunch of commentary bros. Don't get me wrong. I get it. I'm a bro. I look like a bro. I said that I'd fuck Colin's wife, which is an insane statement to say. It's also a joke. But Xylee is a woman. Very well-respected woman. With good point. Right? Xylee isn't for this shit at all. But I wait with bated breath for your next scammer payback video. You know what would be even better? Listen, I am willing to admit fault. Okay? I'm willing to admit fault. The scammer payback anti-community has constantly said there are other women, right? Has constantly said that Perogi was basically like a Harvey Weinstein of the scam baiting community. If that is the case, if I see like Perogi being like, I will fire you from your position unless you send me pussy pics, then sure, I'll admit fault. But Hina was consensual. Hina was very obviously consensual. And the only reason that you presented it as unconsensual is because you were doing a rah-rah, girls get it done bullshit. Okay? There's a confirmed group chat too. Read what I just sent above. She's a bully of the anti-MLM community. They had to make a separate subreddit since Savannah is very involved in the first one. That's hilarious.
Invested in this, but that's just because I need to be able to share the truth with people because you're spouting out so much nonsense. You don't think I'd rather be covering some other things at this point, but no, you just keep coming out with more and more nonsense. I have no choice but to try to defend them because you've absolutely lost your whole damn mind. Not to mention, you've admitted yourself that you are just as guilty of doing all the stuff that you claim Perogi has. And if the only thing that Perogi has is the Hina stuff, which we've gone into autistic detail to debunk and show that that narrative was twisted in a very insidious way to try to present him to be way worse than he actually was, when the reality of the situation is I know things that you've done that are way worse. But we're gonna get back to that later because he made a whole video trying to get out ahead of it. And ironically enough, he left out important little nuggets or breadcrumbs as he calls them that would probably paint him in a much worse light than he tried to lead on in that video. But before we dive into
also, I can grab the screenshot EG has. She made an Instagram story about covering the story again. You know, there are a few people I want to make exposed videos on, and there's a list, right? Here's who's coming down the pipeline on the main channel. Tipster, Grums, I'm Alex. I don't really have anything after that. Maybe we take a look at the T community. Maybe the main channel produces like an hour-and-a-half long video making the T and anti-MLM Andes look bad. I don't know, you know? We happen to find things. Things just sort of happen.
all that craziness, let's talk about this video right here. This is a former member of Scammer Payback called Dipsy Rose, who is a well-to-do lady who just enjoys knitting videos that seem to find herself in the clutches of Perogi's predatory grasp.
Hi, my name is Dipsy Rose, and this is my story about my time in the Scammer Payback community. I want you to know ahead of time that my background has been in missions work, being around people who are truthful and, you know, honest and, you know, that don't lie to you. So I don't have a lot of boundaries in terms of giving to online charities because I just never had.
Has I'm Alex said anything on the allegations? So, first of all, I'm Alex probably very lucky Dr. Disrespect happened. Two, there has been an ongoing narrative, which I have confirmed reports from people behind the scenes. This is how Alex is going to defend himself. He will admit fault, but what Alex will do is he's going to plan to show that Alice is toxic, racist, and also a domestic abuser as well, saying that she would hit him first, ergo his response to hit her back wasn't justified. I am aware that the video is going to be basically a takedown of Alice, as in we were both toxic and in a bad place type of thing, right?
in the past.
This is a cunning little tactic from Dipsy Rose to be like, hey guys, I've been surrounded by trustworthy people my whole life. I'm susceptible to being lied to. This is why I did what I did. And it continues the theme of this whole entire campaign, which is essentially just trust me, bro, when I tell you these are why you should believe me. And can I just add, like, the fact that they're putting this poor old lady in front of you to try to lie on their
I also know that Alex has gone back home in the meantime while he produces this video. So yeah.
is probably one of the cringiest things I think I've ever seen on the internet. And I've seen some cringy stuff this past week.
This punishment stuff is going to stop.
You're not going to tell me what I'm going to do and not do?
I am now the alpha.
Bro. Not how this works.
I am now the
I'm the teacher.
You'll see during this video that Dipsy Rose doesn't really understand the dynamics between a social media influencer and a fan compared to a social media influencer and a friend. And you'll see that quickly she blurs the lines between him being a friend and him being a social media influencer who's running a business. And while I don't blame her because, you know, she's clearly an elderly woman who probably doesn't have her finger on the pulse of what the internet is in current day, it doesn't give her the right to blame Perogi for what she does next.
And I watched quilting videos. I love to quilt, but that only lasted for so long. I mean, you know, 3-4 months of quilting videos.
Far be it for me to judge someone on what they like, but I mean, 3 to 4 months of quilting videos is a crap ton of quilting. I didn't even realize that there was 3 to 4 months of quilting videos on YouTube, so props to her for
So
this guy has gray hair, by the way. I fuck with it.
I had come into some extra money, and I prayed to God to know where to send that money.
I'm guessing saving that money never occurred to her as an option, but I mean, far be it for me to judge her. I think it's amazing that she wanted to do something nice with that money. And
I'm scared of quilt drama. Yeah, the quilting community, man. You should see the kind of knots that those ladies tie themselves up in. It's ridiculous.
Cause, which I think we need more people.
I was trying to do a quilt-related pun or like a knitting-related pun, but I couldn't. The best I could do was like, you know, that was the best I could tie together. Really, sorry.
Honestly, again, I'm not going to sit here and bash Dipsy Rose, okay? I think that the problem here is that she just doesn't understand the difference.
The bitches at Joanne's Fabric and me have beef.
Who's a social media influencer and a fan compared to a social media influencer and their friends.
And the next video on YouTube that was suggested was a scammer payback video. And to this day, nobody can tell me why that was suggested when all I watched were quilting and crafting videos.
If anybody's familiar with how the algorithm works, I'm sure Perogi at the time was probably getting a lot of attention, and YouTube was just pushing it out to a whole bunch of people just to test it and see if they were interested in it. That's how the algorithm works. Even if you're not interested in something, sometimes YouTube will throw it up there to see if it's something that you may be interested in watching. So I guess Dipsy Rose is looking at this like a sign from God that she needed to go and help Perogi, which again, I think at the end of the day,
there's something really terrifying that Dipsy Rose pictured it as like a divine intervention by God instead of the eldritch nightmare that is the horrifying shit of the algorithm. All right, I want to go to where Collins comes up, so we'll skip a bunch of this.
What if he did just go and sing his kid to sleep and then decide, you know what, let me go check in and see who's in voice chat and say hi? I find it incredibly hard to believe that Dipsy Rose came up with all this stuff on her own and that she wasn't led by a bunch of people who tend to be very aggressive in trying to promote what they believe is the accurate information. If you guys get who I'm talking about, that whole group. Now with a woman like Dipsy, who's easily influenced, wouldn't it be a shock to me that her attitude changed when a bunch of chattering birds got in her ears and started telling her things? Just something to think about. Now, Gypsy's gonna go on to just kind of regurgitate the same talking points. I think at one point she adds that she never received her perks, which I can confirm that she did at least get one-on-one with Perogi. I mean, right there she told you that Perogi made himself available to her and that he was very polite. At the end of the day, though, my take on the whole Gypsy thing is I think she just desperately wants to be part of a community. She doesn't care what the cause is. She just wants to be accepted with a group that she can call her friends. And unfortunately, she's found her group with an incredibly toxic group of people who are focused on absolutely the dumbest thing you could possibly be focused on, and that is trying to take down a channel that does so much good for people. The only question I'd want to ask Gypsy is, like, do you feel like what you're doing is right? Do you feel like it's really representing Christian morals by trying to destroy a man's life? Is that a Christian principle that I've just failed to understand? Because I always thought the Christians were all about forgiveness and to pick yourself up and dust yourself off when you got knocked down. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, I was raised Catholic, but I feel like they're kind of related, aren't they? Now, the next video we're going to take a look at is Colin's trying to get ahead of information he knows I have on him. And ironically enough, he decides to leave out little tidbits, but let's just take a look at some of the things he said first. And when we're done, I will fill in the gaps. And I think some of those gaps are going to shock the hell out of you.
During 2021, I was in a very, very low point in my life emotionally. I wasn't coping with COVID well. So during 2021, I was in a very, very low point in my life emotionally. I wasn't coping with COVID well, with isolation well. My marriage and I, my wife and I, we were very much on polar opposite wavelengths because she's very introverted and I'm very extroverted. And so she was...
My favorite craft controversy is Hobby Lobby collecting ancient religious artifacts. I'm gonna need to know about that one in the future for some reason, because that is so funny. I'd like to think that the Knights Templar just run Hobby Lobby now, honestly.
months when the pandemic started, whereas mine kept me work from home. So once the doors opened up again and you could go do stuff, all she wanted to do was stay home, and all I wanted to do was get out.
All right, so right away, Collins was basically trying to set up that it's not his fault he behaved the way he did. It's because of the situation he was in. Because you know what happens when your wife and you are disagreeing? Everybody just wants to go out and cheat. That's not a normal thing that people do. Does it happen? Sure, but I mean, come on, dude.
This is a video of me when it happened in my past. And once I found that community, I received a lot of attention and was giving a lot of attention to people of the opposite sex. This behavior was completely inappropriate, mainly because I was married. Now, I want to be very clear. There was no sort of like pictures shared. There was no like videos shared. There was no private video calls that were explicit.
This is some of the best part of the Collins video, is where he's like, what was and wasn't shared. Because, like, when you get into the specificity, it makes you ask questions.
In any shape or form. In some of the messages we had back and forth, though, it was extremely inappropriate. It was not correct. It was not right. They varied in age range. Everyone was an adult, is what I will say. And again, I'm purposely just leaving things vague, because if anyone...
Are you and Kristen are cool? Yeah, I was in his chat today.
Happens to know the talk about, I don't want them to feel uncomfortable.
Collins, are you sure that everybody was adult, or were they maybe 17 turning 18? I'm just asking you because you're saying everybody's an adult, but even if you are like a 30-something-year-old man and you're trying to court an 18-year-old, some may consider that to be somewhat predatory. Now, it's pretty close. I was looking at the girl's birthday, and she just celebrated her 21st birthday, so, I mean, that would be 20, 19, 18. You said you did this about 2 to 3 years ago. This is flirting on a line of suspicious at best, bro. It is 2024. He said that most of this took place in 2021. So depending on what month he was talking to this girl, she could have been 17, she could have been 18. Now either
No. So now you know why Collins was trying to get out ahead of this, right? He knew EG was going to come back and cover this because he knew that EG had info on the girl's age, right? He was able to check the girl's age himself. And as such, now Colin looks bad, right?
way, it's still gross. I know that 18 is legal by age, but some may consider that to be kind of like gross. I guess, I mean, personally, I wouldn't date an 18-year-old. I mean, even though it's legal, it doesn't make it right. You be the judge. And again, this all comes down to the fact of what month was he talking to her. And the fact that we have to figure out what month he was talking to her just to show you how gross this actually is. Like, was he waiting for her to turn 18 and then immediately bought a plane ticket? Either way, like, not a good look, guy. Not a good look at all.
So there was about 3 to 4 different people I was in conversation with, and the reality is it really was just kind of in good humor and fun for the most part, but it was 100% inappropriate. There was one individual.
I was flirting in good humor and fun. It was inappropriate, but you know, it was just a funny goof.
Individual that actually the entire community was well aware of. Me and this individual, we talked a lot. There was a plane ticket booked to potentially go visit them.
Why don't you have a seat there and get comfortable for that?
So he booked a plane ticket, not for the other women, which I don't know who they are, but I've been able to find out who the other girl was. Obviously, I'm not going to share information. I'm not a scumbag like that. But he books a plane ticket to go visit the girl right as she turned 18. Who knows? I mean, like, again, it all comes down to what month was he talking to this girl. And regardless of whether or not she just turned 18, is that not predatory? Come on.
And the very next day.
Yeah, okay. Like, I get, like, so the possibility of the Perogi Hina power dynamic argument hinges on primarily, like, the job aspect of it, right? Is that, like, he was paying Hina's bills, right? So I get that. Colin's power dynamic aspect here is that he's, like, 20 years this girl's senior, okay?
Is when I canceled that plane ticket.
He was probably like, oh shit, this is a really bad idea, man. Chris Hansen could be sitting there waiting for me.
So no cookies for you?
And fun fact, he got talked into canceling the plane ticket, so it wasn't like it was his
Oh my god, I remember the plane ticket, and I think I talked you out of it. Holy shit.
decision. Someone was like, dude, you're effing up big time here.
I think it was the very next day when I came clean to my wife about the behavior I had been having. And I moved out for about 2 months.
Did you move out, Collins, or was your wife like, get the hell out of my house, you dirty bastard?
Honestly, I was done. In a lot of ways with the relationship. I didn't think it was going to be reconciled, but my wife is an absolute rock, and I do not deserve her.
I was getting so much punani on the Discord, I was like, well, I don't need you anymore. I'm a Discord celebrity.
Something important this guy loves to gloss over is some of these people didn't know what he looked like. Holy shit. Some of these people didn't know that Collins looks like Rich Evans. I mean, if anything, that makes him more attractive that he looks like Rich Evans. I mean, who wouldn't want to sleep with Rich Evans?
God damn it.
And I did not deserve her forgiveness. And I came clean with her with everything. I showed her contents of messages.
Oh, honey, check this one out. This is where I told her my favorite position. You remember when I told you that when we first got together? Still same one.
And she forced me into marriage counseling, and we worked on it, and we got through it. Him and Brandon helped save my marriage.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He did say him and Brandon helped save my marriage.
So, yeah, that's my past. And if someone somehow has specific things that were said and things that were shared, I'm going to own it right now. It was inappropriate, it was not correct, and it was not right.
All right, now, I'll be honest. I don't have those messages. I mean, I can only find so
But Diesel, he has AIDS.
much with my sources, but you know what? I'm sure you can use your imagination about what kind of conversations he had with a 17 going on 18-year-old girl. He said it himself. They were inappropriate. Since I'm potentially dealing with a minor, I can't give you like the evidence and show you who the person is because it's just wrong. All right. So I guess in a way, I'm asking you, trust me, bro. I know I'm no better than these people. Ah!
You were the chosen one. It was said that you would destroy this and not join them.
I sent you the screenshot. Okay. I will confirm it now. Hold on. Wait, which one of these is the alleged chickadee in question? Because there's a few here. You sent me a bunch from the Discord in 2022. I won't show you the message. Okay, well, that is Colin's Discord, yes. Oh my god. He looks like Rich Evans in this picture. Wait, he has no, it's just a joke that he has AIDS. It's just a joke that Rich Evans has AIDS. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely him. Womp womp. Womp womp. If you can potentially pick her and her friends up from high school, it's gross. That's the rule. Doesn't matter if it's legal. Oh, shit.
Obi-Wan, I'm sorry. Anyway, I think you guys get the point, right? Now, I want to just point out again, this is all allegedly. I reached out to the girl, never got a response. I don't blame her, right? Who would want to be associated with him? Makes sense to me. I think I've nailed it home. I don't think we need to continue on with this video. It's just a bunch of him making a bunch of excuses. In fact, in the video, he goes on to say that everybody in the Discord, including Perogi and Brandon, knew what he was doing, which somehow makes that okay. Somehow it's Perogi and Brandon's responsibility to make sure that you're not texting jailbait. I don't think that's how that works. I think as a man, you're supposed to just like...
Do we go over the comment he left on this video that confirmed he lies in the video? Wait, so Collins left the comment saying he was lying? I remember who the plane ticket was for, Wild. Oh, come on. 17 is over the legal age anyway. Meh, it's not really predatory. That might be because I'm 19. Orange Hoodie Gang is just sad, yeah. Savannah Marie makes another video about this. Diesel and I are going to flip our lids. Shout out to Kevin, dude. Shout out to Kevin. I think Fauci was talking about the plane ticket. Okay, okay. Shout out to Kevin. I added you into Discord. Okay. Found it. Oh, perfect. Our community is so fucking great. Holy shit. You guys fucking rock. Holy shit. I know I'm really animated today, but that's just because I just had coffee. But, here's a comment. One point of clarification I want to make. When I say the, quote, entire Discord, I'm really meaning a specific isolated group that I consistently hung out with. So I shared it with a public Discord, but I only meant it for a few people in the Discord. Okay. To me, when I made that comment, that really was the whole Discord for my day-to-day purposes. So you meant to just send it to specific regulars in the Discord. Why are you, Collins, sharing your specific drama with everyone in the Discord when you meant to send it to only a few people? Does that make any fucking sense? To me, blah, blah, blah. The vast majority, if not the entirety, were aware of certain behaviors. I'm purposefully being vague on names on who that group is, just so people don't start going, was it that person or that person? I'll also say this, because I forgot to mention it. If there's anyone that I ever made feel uncomfortable, or by seeing this video wants to talk to me about it, if I have/had a meaningful friendship with you, I'm more than willing to do that. I mean, I am your wife's bull. I can complete in confidence say, oh my God, I can in complete confidence say, anyone I was ever inappropriate with because of my marital issues, I did apologize to. That's right, guys. Make sure to buy Mana Potion Coffee from manapotioncoffee.com. That's right, I'm doing an advertisement plug for my coffee business right after I talk about a man's potential divorce. Make sure to use code D10 at checkout for 10% off your order of coffee. Or we have gay lemonade coming soon. It's not actually gay, it's lavender lemonade. But remember, D10 at checkout at manapotioncoffee.com. The D stands for divorce or dice. Either one. Just put D10 in checkout and you get 10% off your order of Mana Potion Coffee. Fair trade USDA organic coffee. Buy it. There we go. Look at that. I did a plug. I'm interested in this gay lemonade. I added you for the other comment. Even more based. So Dipsy Rose also had a comment about it. Hi, I'd like to answer a few questions. One, I have a dry sense of humor. The $1,000 comment at the end with the decoder rings is a joke because some people keep saying we are a cult. Lol. 2, those people who went to Tampa had their own Discord server that Perogi created. Only Tampa people were in there. I was banned from there with no explanation. 3, many avenues were used to try and reach Perogi before this video came out. No answer or acknowledgement of any kind. Thanks. I cannot wait for Savannah Marie to do a video on this. Holy shit. Yeah, she left for her mental health. Her mental health's better now, okay? Alright. Dipsy Rose has been fixed. The elderly are better now.
You know, not do that shit.
What are you doing?
And I just want to say, I don't take pleasure in showing you guys this, all right? I'm not trying to ruin Collins' life, even though he's trying to ruin Perogi's life. I just wanted to point out that isn't it ironic that someone who is screaming that Perogi is a predator and that Brandon is a predator has a history.
Hey, Perogi, I know we've been e-stalking you, but can you comment on this gay op we're running on you?
Of predatory behavior. Welcome to the internet. So if you were a YouTuber and you knew that your credibility was about to be destroyed, but you were so hell-bent on your mission of destroying Scammer Payback, what would be something that you could do? Maybe create a second channel where you pretend to be someone who is anonymous behind a weird cartoon character. Anyway, yeah, Collins decided to create a second channel where he's pretending to be like some secret informant in Scammer Payback, and it's kind of funny. I mean, you just listen to how they talk. It's Collins, guys, all right? You know, you don't need to be a genius to figure this out.
I very much did. Team Perogi over the past few weeks as information about him has been coming out. I didn't want to believe it was true. But more and more accounts are starting to take the truth that I simply cannot believe that he is the person I thought he was. I'm disguising my voice and hiding myself because I'm afraid of the repercussions that could come if he were to find out I was making this video.
No, you're not. You are hiding yourself and disguising your voice because you cannot get more people on board, so the only option you have is to create more alt accounts. I know this is you, Collins. Anybody with 2 cents in their brains can understand that this is Collins, right? Think about it. If you don't trust me, just go watch the video and listen to how they present their arguments. It's exactly the same way Collins presents his arguments, right? With no evidence and just speculation. And since he knew that I was coming out with this information...
It's his persona.
At some point, that's gonna make him look bad. He has to figure out a new way to attack Perogi. This is a psyop, guys. I hope you don't fall for it. I really do. Because at this point, this is like top tier pettiness. Like, who makes a second account and pretends to be somebody else? It's freaking psychotic. It's psychotic, guys. I bet my life on the fact that that's Collins. And one day, it'll come out. And I wish that somebody would have took that back, because then I'd have 2 lives. I think the most shocking thing about all this is just how stupid he thinks people are. Remember, if you think you are the smartest person in the room, just leave that room. The problem is he's got people behind him probably giving him these ideas, being like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's people gassing up these morons. Okay, like Collins is a moron. I wouldn't be surprised if he's being gassed up by somebody like Hina. Hina is also stupid, but I think she's less stupid than the other people involved. And then like Dipsy Rose is like a old woman, so she's easily manipulated by these kind of things.
Gold. I guarantee you they're all sitting in a Discord together, coming up with ideas on how they can attack Perogi next. But when your group's led by people like Dipsy Rose, who can probably show you how to quote pretty damn well, but not really use tech well, then you gotta rely on the next best thing, right? And that's the guy who knows how to put videos on YouTube. So go to Collins, right? And when people stop believing because your reputation got so bad, what's the next best thing you do? Create an alt account, pretend to be this Panda thing, and then act like you're some new person who's been
useful idiots. Yeah, I don't think Collins is like the mastermind behind us. Like, obviously Dipsy Rose isn't either, but you know, somebody else is the mastermind. It's not them. Okay. And that person who's masterminding it might be Hina.
All of a sudden, now you're magically waking up. He really treats you like you are an idiot. I hope you understand that. So if you want to believe that this Panda guy is some random new person that all of a sudden wants to throw their hat in the fray, then go for it. But we all know who it is. Collins, you're not fooling anybody. And I'm sure you're watching this being like, geez, how did he figure it out? And it's because we're not stupid, dude. We're not stupid. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Until more comes
Probably Hina and Savannah. Yeah.
out, I'm gonna probably focus on some other things, but apparently Savannah's like got a video in the works that she's gonna try to expose Perogi to. I'm sure that's gonna be—
Oh, I'm so fucking ready. I'm so fucking ready, chat. I'm so fucking ready for it. Urgh. Fucking pumped. I've never been more like, listen, if I could buy a pre-order to this exposed video, I would buy a pre-order to this exposed video. I will get to it before you motherfuckers.
Freaking amazing. I can't wait to respond to that one. She is like their new chosen champion, I guess, where she's going to be the leader to take down Scammer Payback, which honestly, again, I say to this day would be a disservice to everybody if all of a sudden you're just taking down a channel that provides so much—
I'm tired of y'all getting to these damn stories before me.
Like, why don't you focus on Boogie2988? Like, he's a scumbag. Like, that guy just robbed his whole audience. And instead of focusing on people like him, you're still focused on the guy who's actually doing good in the world. Like,
exactly. The reason Savannah is focusing on Perogi is because she thinks Perogi is the story that got away. That is exactly why. Because I've had stories like that happened to me, and I don't publish those videos, but I sit there and I go, that fucker, and then they get away with it.
Get a life, man. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. If you like this video and you want to see me out—
Anyway, this is EG's channel.
Hi there.
I will plug it since he had been doing a lot of the groundwork before anybody else got here. All right. To be fair, Xylee, you all, you need all the sleep you can get. Oh my god. Listen, Xylee is awake more than I am. Like, unironically. He sits in Discord and says that fucker a lot. Yeah. And I do grind Nikkei waifus to feel better. Or I just sleep for like too many hours. I have a really fucked up sleep schedule, chat. No fucking way did he EG doing the God's work on the Scammer Payback video. But I'm gonna return in a few minutes. Not a few minutes, in like a minute or two. I need to go take a leak. So I'm gonna go piss, and then we'll go on to our next story.
You think you've got my number figured out? A motive born in drought and brevity. If I'm not the soul of your design, I blatantly decline your remedy. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. closet. I'd rather be clean. I'd rather be a poser in a magazine. I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine.
I'm back. I assume all YouTubers are neurospicy with messed up sleep cycles. Listen, I am attracted to goblins. So you knew that I was that I'm a certified psychopath. Show clean hands. My hands are washed. My hands are washed. They're a little moist still, but I dried them too. But that's why your mod team is short. I'm gonna have a canned margarita for everybody today. Mainly because I didn't want it to go bad. But it's not even a margarita, it's tequila and soda. The Diesel just say psychopath? Yeah, in honor of the late great Too Mad, who's literally driving in Oregon. Literally driving in Oregon. I'm a goblin, Diesel. Goblin on those nuts. Listen, Too Mad is one of the only creators who's died who, like, their death is like a net positive for reality. So I could just say all the time, yeah, motherfucker dead, and nobody's gonna give a shit. Now, I honestly didn't care when I found out. The beauty of that is just just amazing. It's great. Like, it was funny when he died because of how he died. I will say that. That I will say. All right. So, I do want to quickly cover a story that has picked up in the last 24 hours. There is a Madden creator known as Sketch. Right? This is our second topic for today. So Sketch, speaking of drugs, apparently was an addict prior in their life. And during that time, Sketch did gay porn. Now, this video was shared by Matt Pitt on Twitter, and apparently it's particularly bad. I haven't watched it, but apparently this moron waxes philosophical about it. Now, let me tell you to take, right? Like, hold on. Sketch, here. We'll actually just play his words from the Dexerto clip. What is this? Go to site. Yep. Here we go. Thank you, Nani. I was going to play a clip from the 6-minute one, but this will actually work just better.
Look at this. Open and honest. That was me.
There's a lot of guys in gay porn that are gay for pay. There's a lot. You know, it pays. And usually, from what I've heard, it usually pays more.
That was me. It's okay, though. I will tell you what. Okay. 2 years ago, I did some stuff. I'm sorry if you've seen some of the stuff. You know, I'm a changed person. This is going worse than I thought it was.
I don't really think... I don't know. It's like, if you get exposed for this kind of thing, how do you address it? His body language is wacko. I think he's a little autistic. If I had to tell you. I think he might be a bit autistic. and not like the... You know how people on Twitter are like, I'm autistic? Where I'm talking about like a guy who's like actually like, you know, might be a little on the spectrum.
So 2 years ago, I did not have sexual relations with that man. I'm just kidding. I did. Possibly. Cat's out of the bag. It's okay. What else do I have to say? I don't know. Thank you to all my people that have been sticking up for me. I understand if you're mad.
I actually don't understand if you're mad. You know, like, he had that point in his life. He considers it a low point in his life. He's not really somebody who wants to be in that point in his life anymore, and he doesn't want it brought up again. And apparently there were people who were saying, we're going to bring this up. I'm going to ruin your career. I'm going to bring up how you did gay sex.
Shit hit the fan. I was dealing with some addiction problems.
A
couple of them.
Yeah, Madden's only for God-fearing straights. That kind of community, that type of community is going to, like, generate that kind of vibe, right?
But
yeah. So that happened. Most people are, you know, definitely, like, siding with him, but this Bruce drop him off clip was particularly egregious. And I think it's really pathetic, so let me show you that now as well. Yeah, the guy has great comedic timing. Yeah, like there's no problem that he had this in his past. He doesn't want it now in the future, and he doesn't want it to be used against him, which is what people were doing. But Bruce dropping off his fucking comments about this were fucking awful, and I just.
So everybody that's, oh, yeah, he's still my mans. Of course he's still y'all mans because he bring y'all a fucking paycheck. Y'all gotta save his face. Look how fucking brandable he is. Brandable.
Guys, he's brandable. guys, the guy who has the, not the train autism, but the Madden autism, you know. You know, he's so brandable.
Brandable. Niggas can do sex work.
What I think what's submissive and brandable, I was about to say, hey, Bruce, are you trying to say that he's submissive and breedable? What do you mean by that?
Brandable. You can't say nigga, though. It's not brandable.
What do you mean? This guy, I don't understand. Right. So Bruce is like, because I've said the N-word, people don't want to work with me.
White folks can get fucked on cam by black dick and go announce a nigga.
Fernando H celebrates 9 months of membership. I have relations with women and fun with men. Smile.
The fucking in the NFL, gang, but a real deal nigga who play Madden all day with the green screen and sweating and shit.
Guys, why isn't a real ninja from the hood getting brands with Madden? Why is this guy this is so like, why is he getting the attention and not me? Like, it's so fucked up. Like, this is so shitty. Like, he's literally mad that this guy had success and then got exposed for doing porn and is still successful. Like, it's so fucked up. Like, I can't fucking stand that kind of attitude. Yeah, it reeks of jealousy. Yeah, it's pathetic. Like that's so fucking, like, ridiculous. Ugh. Okay, Nani said, look at DMs for a haha. Viewers in chat are divided on whether or not a streamer is intentionally engaging in spurging or is genuinely on the autism spectrum. Diesel, you need me to come into VC and say the N-word for you. You know, it, like I say it all the time, as a Hispanic, like, sometimes we can say the pass, but only in certain situations. Like it's a culturally context-specific use of the pass.
It's no love. I don't know his name, chat, but I'm fighting for all black creators at this motherfucking point, like I've been doing. So
too bad Diesel didn't get the too mad pass. I wish I had the N-word pass. I wish I bought that.
It's not about you being gay, gang. It's about you not telling nobody.
Okay, and this is the crux of Bruce's argument, which is stupid. Okay, guy does gay porn. Why does he have to tell everybody he did gay porn in the past? He doesn't do gay porn now. Like, what's he have to do? Present his resume of former internet jobs? Like, what?
and hiding it and coming a whole different alias, like you're a new person.
It's almost like Bruce, that people change and grow, right? It's almost like things happen. What does being gay have to do with playing Madden? But how can you play Madden and be gay? I'm, as a straight man, cannot even. Yeah, but he had, listen, you know, like the argument where it's like, I can have sex with 1,000 women and one man and still be called gay, right? It's like, this is the argument.
That's not cool, bro. At all. You got kids that watch you, game. My little bro.
What do you mean? Like, bro, I don't, okay, like, are you fucking kidding me? Isn't Bruce Drop 'em Off, like, related to the OTK people? Am I wrong in that resemblance? Because that looks like one of the OTK rooms. Was he a top or a bottom? He was a bottom. Why are the kids watching that?
Brother watch you, bro. And I'm not allowing him to watch you no more.
They exiled him, I think. Okay, so they exiled him from OTK. He either left OTK of his own accord or was exiled, okay? I know he was a part of it. But, like, those in glass houses when OTK has one of the biggest sex-related scandals in the industry is absolutely ridiculous.
Because you're just trying to cover this shit up. Like, it's okay for you to be gay. Nobody cares, bro. Nigga, I did a stream with Brandon, a fucking barber. If you think I'm homophobic, think that.
Hey, man, sorry I'm late. Better vid to watch of mine would be the false allegations one, because that's where I lay out the evidence. Oh, okay. That is okay. Ichi, we did promote you earlier. But, thank you for stopping by. I know you were on with Chris earlier. But, yeah, we appreciate your coverage. And I am very much looking forward for Savannah Marie, because that's going to be very funny. I am very excited. But, better that these people just get exposed and, like, obliterated. So, I am so waiting for it.
I don't give a fuck. But all that sex shit, I know that's going to become a troll because y'all niggas troll about the P. Diddy shit, all that shit. I don't give a fuck. Y'all niggas don't take shit.
Wait a second. Did Bruce drop him off to defend P. Diddy?
Like this serious with kids. And that's why they end up gay at fucking 11 years old. That shit don't.
What? What? What are you saying, Bruce? Oh, okay. Let me back that up a second.
It's serious with kids. And that's why they end up gay at fucking 11 years old.
Okay, all right. Huh? Wait a second. All right. A kid who is like 10, first of all, shouldn't be watching streams, period. All right? But if a kid is watching streams, how does the guy go from like watching streams to becoming gay? Right? Like, what is the pipeline here? Like, what is Big Gay doing, right? Is this part of the Big Gay conspiracy? What? Well, like, brother.
That shit don't make no sense. Shut the fuck up, nigga. I got fucking mauled by everybody for Twitter DMs. You niggas put in question marks.
What happened to Bruce Drop 'em Off that he's so pissed about this? Did he do something in DMs? What happened? I unironically don't know. I know he was part of OTK, right? But what did he do that he's mad that he's not getting shit, that he got shit for something and he's not? So did he have like gay relations in like DMs or something and he got like fucked over for it? Like what happened there?
Marks watch porn all day. Shut the fuck up.
Maybe he did do gay corn. So, yeah, I'm not homophobic. Proceeded to be very homophobic. Ay, ay, ay. He's been stringing bad takes since he blew up, I think. I had never seen one of his takes before. That was the first time I had seen something like that. But when I watched it the first time, that part didn't register for that on me. I thought he was just mad peeved that this guy had like gay sex and was like cool with it. He left OTK after all the sex predator stuff, but also ran to kick and lost his audience. Ah, okay, okay. Anyway. Apparently this video is done by like some fucking moron. So we're gonna go take a look at it and what they have to say about this Madden creator. Which, by the way, I didn't know that there would be drama in the Madden community like this, but
Kylie Cox, known online as Sketch.
which by the way, the first of all, Sketch didn't promote his former outings as a pornographic actor, right? But everybody who is like anti-Sketch right now has been promoting every single place and time where he's done porn. Why are you, as a guy who dislikes a guy doing gay porn, telling people where to find a gay porn? What are you watching in your day where you're like, I think that's my favorite streamer? If anything, that kind of makes you sound a little gay. Kind of makes you sound like you've been sitting around watching your femboy twink get railed videos.
Or the Sketch reel was previously an LGBTQ plus
closeted, much like some other characters that we've covered on stream.
Adult content creator. He used names like Jamie Marr, HTX.
Look at this! Look at this! Dude is self-reporting. He looked up everywhere. Like literally, just like Synthetic Man's like, listen, I'm not gay, but Fuda isn't gay. Like,
XX.
AI got worse. Please look at your DMs. Viewers are discussing that a streamer was allegedly a minor when they engaged in homosexual activities. The viewers are divided on whether or not it's relevant to the streamer's current content and career. I love the AI.
Jamie Marr TX, Jamie Marr NSFW, and Jamie's KOTOR to create and promote content on places like OnlyFans, as well as X, formerly known as Twitter. This video was awkward to write, and it was just as awkward to put images together for and edit.
Oh my god. Guys. I may have looked at the gay porn, but I did not jack off to it. I did not jack off to the gay porn. Alright, people. I may have watched Sketch get railed in the ass by a black cock, but I did not, goon. I did not.
I'm positive that awkwardness will translate into the viewing experience, so I appreciate you for watching and sharing if you see fit. I also want to add all the information and visuals are sourced from public content sites like OF, like Reddit.
Bro went on OF to go pull up the images of Sketch getting fucked. No way.
Like X. None of this was pulled from Kylie Cox's personal life or personal data. This was all things that Kylie created and shared in his previous attempt to become internet famous prior to his content creation under the moniker of Sketch. I sat on this story for a couple of weeks. I was unsure if I really needed to create it and share it with the world. However, I did go to school for journalism, and NJ school they taught us.
No. No way. You're like, I went to school for journalism. You gotta be fucking shitting me, brother. Oh, God. That's like... Guys, when I bring up the I went to film school thing, it's a fucking joke. Okay? When you do this, and you do it, and you're like meant it as serious as possible, you don't know how to like read tone. Okay? You're actually bad at journalism. Okay? Like doing the I went to college thing unironically is corny as hell. Okay? And it shows that you're like actually just a bad writer.
If a story meets the standards of timeliness, proximity.
No, this guy's in high school. There's no way this kid's not in high school. Okay? Right? He's pulling up like definitions from like journalism school. So it's either he's not done with journalism school and he's an idiot, or he's like a high schooler who took a journalism class.
Interest, controversy, sensationalism, prominence, and novelty. According to Shoemaker et al. 1987, it is newsworthy.
No, this is written like a actual like moron. Like this is like, holy shit. Yeah, I took a journalism elective class once. Yeah.
It needs to be shared with the public.
Does the story have... Okay. I would argue that the story has no human interest, right? Like, there's no special human interest there, right? I wouldn't say that there's conflict or controversy. Sketch wasn't in any controversy. Nothing had really happened with Sketch that warranted sharing this information. It's sensational, yeah. And yeah, it's about a prominent figure. And I guess it would be unusual, but I wouldn't argue that this is newsworthy at all. Most people don't care if someone is doing gay porn, yeah. If I was an editor at a newspaper, I'd be like, who cares? You know, maybe, okay, like, let's say it was like the New York Post, yeah, 100%, you're probably going to run that story, right? Joe Biden's biggest supporter caught doing gay porn or something, I don't know. But this is not... Yeah, same how nobody cared about Pierogi cheating. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, I make slop content. I know I do, but the importance of what you cover matters a lot, and this is not that at all.
For those of us unfamiliar with Kylie Cox, he's a native Houstonian and Texan who once upon a time played linebacker at the Woodlands Christian Academy.
I mean, if they were publicly anti-gay, then maybe it'd be newsworthy, but outside of that, no, yeah.
He's a member of the Kappa Sigma fraternity at Mississippi State University. He later transferred to the University of Oklahoma, then Texas State, and Lone Star College, before ultimately deciding academics was not for him. At some point in 2023, Cox created the character Sketch and started to live stream himself playing Madden NFL on TikTok. He did this for a few months, and then one day, overnight seemingly, his catchphrase, "What's up, brother?" went viral and made him a sensation. Since then, 2024 has been a major year for Kylie Cox. He's partnered with people like the Houston Texans, Kai Cenat and AMP, Fortnite, Jinxie, other sports teams like the Dallas Mavericks, Tennessee Titans, and March Madness, and other people have been seen doing his "What's up, brother?" emote, if you will, the likes of Bryce Harper, Johan Rojas, Bo Naylor, Kyle Tucker, just to name a few.
This is like the Hawk like chick. You know that I don't know of another way to explain this. It's like a white people meme. It's like a white people Facebook meme. I still haven't seen that fucking clip. I don't know what the fuck it has to do anything to do with anything, but this is giving the same vibe. There's like a whole side of the internet that I don't interact with. This is that.
But really, many of us only know that sketch. We only know the sketch from 2023. And in recent interviews, Kylie has said that prior to becoming Sketch, all he did was work with his family in their real estate business from 2020 to 2023.
Apparently the Hawk Tua girl is getting a show about herself. Surprised she didn't star in OnlyFans, speaking of OnlyFans.
That could be part of the story, but we will uncover it is not the full story. For those of you unfamiliar with my channel, I love to connect popular media with old school philosophy or even news.
No, this guy is so clearly like a young pseudo-intellectual idiot. Holy shit. This guy is stupid.
School philosophy. Most times I'll watch a movie, read a book, or watch a TikTok and see what's the underlying belief system in that TikTok and create a nice video about it. I wanted my next video, this video, to be about Sketch. He's very popular. For the algorithm's sake, people will likely see a Sketch thumbnail and click on it. However, in doing my research for Sketch's personal belief system, I ran across the comment from user Red.
Why does the guy that did gay porn get to meet players and shit?
Warfus on Instagram, who suggested Googling Jamie Marr HTXXX and Jamie Marr NSFW to quote see Sketch in his true form, with the warning that there was graphic content to be seen. In doing this, I discovered that
hey, they didn't look up. They didn't say that he loves to take BBC, and also I don't.
Before Sketch, Kylie Cox led a life of an LGBTQ+ adult content creator known as Jamie Marr HTXXX.
We'll just that's Sketch eating a popsicle,
as well as the several other monikers related to it. I understand that that is a very serious claim that, again, can have very huge implications on his future. So yes, we want to be certain that this person, Jamie Marr HTXXX.
Hey guys, I want to make sure that this is actually Sketch. So now I'm going to watch 5 hours of gay porn.
It's Kylie Cox, who is Sketch. I mean, at the very base level, if you just look at the name Jamie Marr HTXXX or Jamie Marr TX, that will indicate to us that this person is in the Texas area, specifically Houston, which we know for a fact is where Kylie Cox, aka Sketch, resides at.
This is horrible journalism. This is horrible. It's written poorly. It's uninteresting. It's long-winded. It's self-aggrandizing pseudo-intellectualism. Nobody wants to deal with this. This is the exact kind of journalism grad that people hate. People like Hunter S. Thompson would make fun of you. You're not as coherent or to the point as Walter Cronkite. You are categorically bad at this.
As well. When we follow that name to Reddit, we get more confirmation that this person is indeed in Houston, because in 2021, they posted several times looking for Houston area meetup.
They posted several times. So I went to r/femboys to see what I needed to see.
They also posted a handful of times promoting their content on Twitter. Now,
oh my god. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Oh no. Sure, you want baby sensory videos over the gay porn controversy? Sure. Oh my god, that was not good. Hold on, I'm booting up a game right now. That's right, chat. I also play WoW because I'm just the worst person. Hold on. There we go.
when you follow the link to Twitter, fortunately
let me...
or unfortunately, however you want to slice this, the account has been scrubbed from the internet. In fact, most things associated with Jamie Marr have been scrubbed for the internet, or at least attempted to have been scrubbed.
Diesel
from the
plays
internet.
WoW
Still, things
cancelled.
remain. Things like a video in 2022 from Big DJ who features Jamie Marr HTXXX, and looking at the screenshot here, we can see this person very closely resembles Kylie Cox or Sketch. I mean, most of which we're going to have to
my
draw
god!
visuals and referencing.
Take a look at this. No fucking way! What?
Jamie Marr, Kylie.
What the fuck? Oh no! Listen, I mean, homie's allowed to do this. I don't know, like, what to tell you. Does Diesel have breast milk in the fridge? I need to land my dragon. Hold on. No way. No way. This guy pulled this shit up. Ain't no way. This guy was watching all the porn, dude. He was watching everything Sketch did.
Cox and Sketch, but I do believe that is more than enough, especially paired with the fact that this character is in Houston, Texas, Sketch is in Houston, Texas. A lot of these things are adding up. Most of the video content is way too explicit to share here on YouTube, so we can't.
Of course, it's way too
However,
explicit.
You do research yourself. A quick search will pull up exactly what you're looking for. One thing I can show is very edited down pictures, the likes of which, one, show Jamie Marr wearing very distinctive blue rectangular glasses, which are identical to the ones that Sketch often wears, even as recently as a month or so ago. Again, most of it's cut out in this picture, but we can see the bottom of the rectangular frames that are blue, and the arms being a distinctive brown, perhaps a black color. Again, cross-reference with other pictures of Sketch. Those are the exact same glasses. Now, yes, people often have the same glasses, or at least the same aura of glasses, but blue rectangular frames with colored arms is very unique. Connecting that with, you know, the very unique look of Sketch in the hometown of Sketch and the hometown of Jamie Marr, it's hard to chalk that up as coincidence only. Similarly, we have Jamie Marr wearing black wireframe glasses and a hairstyle that's also very similar to Sketch, aka Kylie Cox. So this is now two ways to connect.
Dude, that is like clearly a video of Sketch sucking cock, and they just edited it out that Sketch was sucking dick in that video.
Maybe just so happens Jamie Marr lives in the same place and wears the same glasses and hairstyle as Kylie Cox.
This is literally like, you know, the shit where it's like fucking watching, or like, you know, watching a video I disagree with and shaking my head. This guy was like, I disagree with this gay porn. Not for me. I'm not sexually attracted to this. Hold on, let me screenshot this and save this to my desktop right now. But I'm not jerking off to it. But just so you know, guys, not sexually attracted to this. Save that. Whoa, that's a big dick he's taking. Yep, definitely looks like Sketch. Sounds like Sketch. Let me save that to my desktop. Yeah, this feels like purity culture with homophobia mixed.
This is really all that I can share on YouTube without getting entirely too graphic, and again, just, getting my video taken down and defeating the whole purpose of this. I will likely share more evidence on Reddit, or honestly, just Google Jamie Moore HTXXX yourself, and you'll see. It's really not that hard to find if you know where to look. After this is really where I kind of got tripped up when I was thinking about how to write about this and create a video, because I thought to myself, is all that I really have to say that Kylie Cox initially started out as a adult content creator? That's not
Okay, listen, if your birth name, okay, I will say this. If your name is Kylie Cox and you don't decide to do porn at some point in your life, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's almost like, you know how some people are like, my name is like John Smith? Like, how do you not wake up in the morning and go, why am I not a blacksmith?
Bolster the channel that I'm trying to create here, and telling a story of history and philosophy attached to these pop cultural events and icons. So I had to do some research. I thought to myself, why is it that ex-workers are always directly linked to the entertainment industry, the theatrics industry? Why do they always transition back and forth so easily? Is this just a 21st century thing? Is this the rise of TikTok and OF and Linktree? Is that what really has gotten us here? Is it Instagram's fault?
What? What? This guy is waxing philosophical about the sex work in the porn industry.
And in researching, I found that, I mean, the two have always been linked together inescapably. If we go
Ain't no way you're putting a picture of the devil up on screen. What are you talking about? What? Yeah, you watch hours of gay porn, and that's as much as he can muster. Okay? There's only been porn since OF and Linktree. Oh my god.
Ancient Rome. The connection isn't super duper clear, but they are definitely in the same social status, right? Most oftentimes, actors, ex-workers were slaves in servitude to the people of ancient Rome and ancient Greece.
What are you talking about? What is he on about? What does any of this have to do with modern, like, okay, I understand that we look back at history to figure out what the current day is, right? To understand modern life, we look back at things that happened in the past. But the modern sex worker experience is different than that of a slave that is forced to have sex with the master. Okay? This guy is like literally, okay, this is literally the equivalent of like young guy philosophy, right? Where a guy reads Marcus Aurelius once and is like, I understand the universe. Don't get me wrong, I think Marcus Aurelius was like, you know, it's a very profound read to read Meditations. I 100% agree with that. I think there's a lot you could learn from antiquity, but this is like absolutely outrageous. Yeah, this sounds like a guy who's like watching Andrew Tate, right? Like you can watch, like I don't understand. I think Rome and antiquity is cool because I'm that kind of guy. But like, holy shit.
Especially acting, because Plato thought that this was deceitful. This was a person pretending to be someone else, and that was morally wrong. And because of that, that was disapproved, especially because they knew that as a slave, they were doing much more than just acting on a stage in front of the town. The connection gets overwhelmingly clear when you go to China in the 13th century, where they're not slaves, they're free-willing participants who are going town to town, acting and spreading entertainment. The issue is, this is prior to people really understanding the value of that. This is pre-TikTok, this is pre-Twitch, pre-YouTube, pre-Hollywood, right? There's no understanding that they are providing a genuine service that could be
okay, hold on.
appreciated.
Like, being a prostitute in ancient society is like a totally different experience, of which is being completely glossed over. And also, it's... Someone's trying to relate class material to the topic of his essay. What is that from Dexerto? Let me take a gander. Oh yeah, that was the clip I had pulled up. But basically, yeah, he said he almost was gonna end it all, basically, because of, you know, this coming out. So
by everyone. So them acting town to town was also them selling themselves town to town, because after they got off stage, they'd interact with townspeople, come to agreements, and perform acts that adults perform together to support their lifestyle and make it to the next town so they could do the same thing there, and then the next town, and the next town, and so on and so forth. So again, we now have the pairing of theatrics, entertainment being directly tied to X work. Then along comes...
Okay, Unironically, sex work probably predates even like written history or prehistory. Okay, sex in exchange for like goods and services is something that predates anything that you just mentioned. Okay, the existence of people who travel town to town also participating in sex work is not is you know, cursory related. Like, you haven't explored this topic deeply enough for it to have made any sense, right? You've just mentioned that the sex industry did exist in antiquity, and like it involved people acting on occasion, but this doesn't address anything like people. Yeah, it's literally called the oldest profession. Yeah, which would predate like theater, right? Like, prostitution would predate theater. It would probably predate written language. Like, it's not directly related. People who traveled town to town often didn't stay put down in one place for a while, probably couldn't generate a lot of meaningful connection and relationship. So they could do that and it not become a humongous issue.
Kabuki in Japan, and this time the connection between the two is right in everyone's face. It is very clear that the Kabuki actors are going to perform acts for people that have the money to patronage.
Okay, but then also Kabuki actors for a long period of time were just men. So did Kabuki only become sex work after women entered the industry? Like, why does any of this matter? What does this have to do with sketch?
And support their troupe. Again, making this connection inescapable for all of us. Over time, this does shift a little bit, especially once we get into the 18th and 19th century. Now, the wealthy kind of understand this connection between theatrics, entertainment, and X work. And so...
Just say sex work. I'm sorry. You want me to take you seriously. Just say sex work.
They try to clean it up a bit, right? They now want the actors for themselves, but they don't want the commoner to know that that's what they're doing with this actor.
Okay, now that's just conspiratorial, right? Now you're saying, like, the wealthy elites planned to make entertainment sexual, but then tried to hide the sex from the people so that way only they could benefit from it, which is a conspiracy theory, right? Because you're arguing that thousands upon thousands of the wealthy all agreed to just do that. Yeah, female kabuki, 1603 to 1629.
So it gets hidden a little bit. We don't understand that, oh, this actor is supporting themselves through a different kind of thing. And this kind of goes on from 18th and 19th century all the way up into the 21st. Then once you get to the 20th and 21st century, it's almost there's very small amount of X work being performed by the actors, and most of it is just truly high-class people patronaging them and supporting their arts. But now,
okay, no. Let's not equate something else to something else, right? Like, oh.
I'm pretty sure the reason why femboys are such a big thing in Asia is because theatrics were male only for so long.
That is true. There was like, I mean, it wasn't a male only thing for such a long time, dude. Like, holy shit.
Deep and inescapable connection between X work and entertainment work. And I think that you see that happen with people like Sketch so easily transitioning from Jamie Marr into Sketch and likely back to Jamie Marr behind the scenes.
Part of what makes this so fucking frustrating is that it's completely glossing over how, okay, the entertainment industry for a long time has been seen as like a golden, right? Since like the birth of Hollywood, it's like this golden ticket to wealth and success, right? So the people in the industry use it as like a barrier to separate the haves and the have-nots, right? And because of that, the wealthy and in power can take advantage of sex, take advantage of young actors and actresses using sex as a means of coercion, right? That's literally why Harvey Weinstein is in prison, right? But the way he's portraying this is like everybody who participated in acting or entertainment was a willing like giver or receiver about sex and sex work, which is not the reality of it whatsoever. I mean, you even mentioned, like, he even mentioned the slave thing, but apparently that's like worth an offhand mention versus all of the liberated actors traveling town to town making money off of it.
You know, don't want to point fingers or make accusations about people, but you know, whenever there is large amounts of money being exchanged, we've learned through the Me Too movement and things of the likes that typically that comes with some sort of eye for an eye kind of thing, or you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back, or vice versa. So,
okay, I unironically have no idea what this guy's actual point is. I can't even like philosophically place him in any container, because he wouldn't have mentioned Me Too in a serious capacity if he was like some Tate Pill dandy, right? Like that wouldn't have happened just now. I just want to ride my dragon on a racetrack. Like, come on.
This is not new. This is not a phenomenon created by Jamie Marr and Sketch and Kylie Cox. This is something intrinsic to the world that he found himself drawn to, and whether he knew it or not.
Is he trying to say he did gay sex to prop up his Madden career? Okay, like the only way that his theory makes sense is if this guy was able to use that sex work to launch his career. You're right, right? And that did not happen. The careers are completely separate and exist in a bubble from one another. If it was up to Sketch, we would not know about this now, right? Like, what does any of this have to do with prostitution? 0% of it does.
He understood the philosophy of this world. He understood what the world asked of him, and he gave it to them. And we see the benefits and successes that you can draw.
Like his time as a sex worker did not translate to him becoming a famous entertainer. Like what? I mean, most children now can know how to turn on a smartphone and know how to record something. It's not a particularly outrageous skill to have. It's not like him doing porn prepped him to be a good Madden creator.
From doing the thing that is required of you, for lack of a better term. It's very hard to talk about this under the censorship of our good old-fashioned media overlords. But with that, I leave you to make your own decisions and thoughts and feelings about this information that I've shared today. I am very interested to see how does Sketch respond to the resurfacing of Jamie Marr. Perhaps I am over-exaggerating the importance of my video. Perhaps it will reach the same 300 people that it always does, and it actually won't reach Sketch, and he won't have to address these things.
So I'm almost certain this video is the reason Sketch had to address this. Why are we watching women tie up other women? Because YouTubers like, I don't know, Nerdwriter1 or whatever, and other video essayists will sometimes use public domain film footage in their videos, right? You ever see those videos? It's like, hold on. Nerdwriter1, right? You ever see like a video like this? From this guy? He's doing that, but he's like doing it bad. It's even the same color.
But if it does, I would like to see how do people respond to this. I think we've seen in previous years being LGBTQ+ is not a career ender that it used to be, and so I feel a little bit comfortable in sharing this, knowing that. I mean, I think to situations like Isaiah Rashad, where a similar kind of revelation happened, and most people leaned into him and supported him, and so I would love to see the same thing happen for Kylie Cox. And in fact, I would love to see Kylie Cox actually stand on this and use it as a learning experience, a teaching experience, a way to enrich and deepen his presence online and his partnerships. And
what is he trying to say, that this is going to make Sketch a better person? Like, this is going to teach Sketch? What is this going to teach Sketch? Sketch had their learning experience behind the scenes. Not everything needs to be like a public discourse. This is the exact example of something that didn't need to be a public discourse. This is the exact example of something that didn't need to be something publicly discussed by the internet. This was not news. None of this was news. Your journalism degree should be refunded.
I'd love to see how his partnerships respond. You know, do the Texans continue to lean into him? Do Kai Cenat and AMP continue to lean into him? Will Fortnite?
I don't think Kai Cenat's gonna do anything. Like, I don't see why Kai Cenat would. What do any of these people have anything to do with this? Like, it shouldn't be an issue. Like, the guy was like, I was an addict. I was in a dark place, and then I found God, and now I feel much more loved and have a much more fulfilling life. Okay, good for him. You know, I'm not a religious man, but God bless him. You know, that he has all this shit. that brings him joy and satisfaction in life.
Lean into him, or
so he's just exposing this for the sake of exposing it, like he wants it to be public to help him. Yes.
We all shy away and say this is not brand safe. I guess time will tell. With that, again, I have to I want to caveat the way that I started this. This is not about shaming Kylie. He has the right to live his life, and he was a consenting adult with other consenting adults, so no one was hurt or harmed. But I do think that it is very important for online personalities to share things that they did online previously.
Why? Why is that any?
But most times
why is that
previous life
necessary?
Gets resurfaced, and we have to talk about it, right?
Why is that necessary at all?
Kylie's journey from Jamie to Sketch mirrors the historical path that most actors took, from social outcast to celebrity, and this is just the nature of online personas and how to navigate it. Hopefully from this we can learn how to explore your past digital identity and your new digital identity in this age of entertainment and online service.
Oh my god, I'm lost.
What do you think about Sketch's past? Does it matter? How do we approach this issue? Let me know in the comments. And again, I want to emphasize, let's treat both him, myself, anyone he worked with, anyone he may work with kindness, understanding.
What? How can you say that after you just exposed it for the sake of exposing it? Like, I don't... Like, what? Well, I need to hear that last point again.
Hopefully from this we can learn how to explore your past digital identity and your new...
Oh, yeah. The whole thing about, like, having to share this shit with the internet. Why does that need to be shared? Like, the things I do before I was FPS Diesel, which, like, I started the channel a long time ago, but I rebranded pretty recently in time when you think about it, right? I was in college when I rebranded. And I'll probably have plenty more rebrandings, but the fact that I'm, like, so internet micro celebrity now means that I can't really take most of what I say now back, but, like, that stuff before then isn't necessary. Right? Or like the stuff where, like, things I did when I was like 14,
okay,
15,
this had
16.
to be a school project or some shit.
Literally, like, don't matter. I shouldn't have to get on the internet and tell people, like, what I did. Like, obviously I make jokes about, like, the porn I watch or something, but, like, I don't sit around and tell you guys, like, everything I do in my life. That you don't need to be privy to everything that goes on. What's the fucking point? Why the fuck do we need to know this? Like, does he have a video about his past? Yeah, I know, exactly. Like, he has no past because he's like a child that made this video. But the internet doesn't need to know everything about a person. Yeah, teenagers are allowed to grow up and change. Like, everybody's allowed to grow up and change. Sketch clearly had a dark time in his life. He admits he had a dark time in his life. He was worried about this dark time coming out. He grew and he changed, and he became a different person. That's the person he is now. Like, literally, what was I supposed to teach him? Like, what a piece of shit video this is. What porn you been watching lately, boss? Asking for Cloudy. Like, there was no point to any of that video. That was so like, you literally just caused all this grief. This is a definition of, like, somebody just exposing something to give somebody else grief, you know? Like, that was it. Read the comments on that vid, Diesel. Hold on. I'll make it bigger so that way we can all read them together. The internet stays undefeated. Someone was mid-jerk and was like, oh shit, that's Sketch. Yeah, that was the only way that this guy would have came across these things. Bro sounds like he's presenting to the class. Bro was watching his daily femboy videos and realized that this was Sketch. Sketch is a femboy was absolutely the last thing I thought about thinking today. But he tried gay OnlyFans before streaming. Yeah, that's kind of fucked up, but, like, whatever. Yeah, Kylie Cox is the perfect gay OnlyFans name. Yeah, I can't, like... Dude made a video with one Bro could have ended someone's life for a 1K YouTube check. I love the internet. Yeah, you dug into his background and outed him, but then tried to justify the endless backlash and homophobic comments on his socials with "I studied journalism, so it's fine." Yeah. Bro really tried justifying and outing someone's career. This is legit just a hit piece. He wasn't hurting anyone, and he clearly wanted to be left alone. You're talking about how you want this channel to be about fucking history and philosophy. All you did was use someone else to try growing your YouTube channel while at the same time not caring if you completely burned this person. Awful. Hold on, let me go on main. I'm making a comment on this channel. Let me go on my main. That has a fucking check mark. Look at the comments replies too. I hope your career doesn't take off as planned. Hold on. I gotta make like a comment now. This video is horrendous and completely unnecessary. There we go. Boom.
Sketch, you should have shared this with your audience, and since you didn't, I've done it for you in the hopes that you will learn to be better.
Hold on, it's almost comedic to word. Your justification. This is like me writing an email with the rest of the class watching. This video is horrendous and completely unnecessary. It's almost comedic to word your justification with "I have a degree." That's hack. What is it? Is it hackneyed? Let me double check. Okay, I spelled that wrong. Damn, my streamer is educated. Imagine he tries to expose you after this, Diesel. I'd win. Thank you. You're all gonna see me, like, misspell things now. This video is horrendous and completely unnecessary. It's almost comedic to word your justification with "I have a degree in this." That's hackneyed, pompous, and speaks to a lack of true understanding or education. Your points regarding historical context of sex work. Hold on, let me censor myself. Sex work, so that way it doesn't get, you know. You're all helping me write a mean comment on a video. Here's what I'll do in the meantime, so that way you all have something to listen to. Hold on. These will be like me in the comments typing up a fucking essay. Roblox car crashes. I'll play a little bit of the podcast in the background, so in case you haven't heard it, and you're not a member, you can listen to some of it. We're exploring the places of the internet that you probably don't want to go or don't have
Suicidal
to. Or we do
Slaw
it so you don't
celebrates
have
13
to.
months of membership.
We'll work on branding like that in the future, but I am Diesel.
I don't know. I mean, you're kind of just stealing Nostalgia Critics bit. Maybe we could do that every time.
Stop!
Just
No!
Have somebody shit every time as a way to introduce each episode.
So I say this on stream.
I got this.
I'm always horrified that one day I'll wake up and I'll find out that I'm actually just Doug Walker.
There we go.
And that's
professional
my
streamer.
biggest fear ever.
Oh, yeah, that's a terrible thing to say. To be fair, I think Doug Walker's greatest fear is waking up every day and realizing that he's like the angry video game nerd, and it was all like a delusion. He just like sort of stuck a beard onto his face and had like a
people look back
schizophrenic
fondly
breakdown.
on the angry video game nerd. Everybody like thinks of Doug Walker and they're like, yeah, that guy who reviewed Pink Floyd's The Wall and also had workplace abuse scandals because he got
I just
bunch of
noticed I
nerds
was
to
muted.
stand in a desert for 9 hours a day.
It's difficult to do this at the same time as this video is playing in the background.
Taylor, lead singer of Slipknot, on, and he didn't get to. He got to sing like one song, and the whole thing was about how Doug got bullied on Twitter. That's what real fascism is.
We're already breaking the rule of the podcast, right? Because we're supposed to explain what this shit is, right? So that way, like the white woman on her way to work can understand, like, about what their boyfriend that is racist gets up to.
Okay. So Karen, this is for you. This is what you're listening to.
There's got to be a Nostalgia Critic episode in the future too.
Absolutely,
like,
yeah,
absolutely. But yeah, I'm Diesel. I'm a drama investigative journalist. Oh my god, that was horrible.
Congratulations, that's the gayest thing you have ever said. And my name is Beckett. I'm Beckett. I do like lore and shit posting stuff, and I mostly just laugh at people on the internet because my self-worth is incredibly low.
But you know, part of the reason that
Blame Minuet by
Beckett
Luigi
is
Boccarini
like a
when
repository
commenting.
of old lore. And Blame Minuet by. Is there an ad that's gonna play over this? Come on, just play the fucking music. I just noticed that was playing at 1.5. Is this how you play while you're dunking on someone? Yes. This is the funniest shit I've done in weeks, guy. This is now a comment etiquette video. I will have to read this for you all. Let's see. Hold on. I'll play like classical music for gentlemen playlist. Let's see. This video was horrendous and completely unnecessary. It's almost as comedic to phrase your justification as, quote, I have a degree in this. That's hackneyed and pompous and speaks to a lack of true education or understanding. Oh wait, hold on. That's hackneyed and pompous. It speaks to a lack of true understanding or education. Your points regarding the historical context of sex work are completely surface level and barely connect. For example, Sketch's time as a worker is separate from his time as a creator in the maddened space. The examples you use present it as though sex work allowed Sketch to break through the glass ceiling. This is quite literally not the case, as they have no relation to one another. Furthermore, it is ridiculous and moronic to say what a creator does before their current persona should be public knowledge. What do we gain by us knowing Sketch did porn? Unironically, how are our lives more fulfilled? At best, this is sensationalism and tabloid journalism. At worst, it's you watching porn of a man and then saying how we should all know about it. Question marks after fulfilled. Let's see. To ignore a large part of how Kabuki was only men for a time, I would assume a gay such as yourself would know such a fact. Now, if I had to hazard a guess, one could imagine the Madden community is filled with a lot of Christians. One more paragraph, and it will need a title. All right, now it's one more paragraph. Now, if I had to hazard a guess, one could imagine the Madden community is filled with a lot of Christians. If you weren't a pseudo-intellectual, I can't spell. Intellectual. You want a pseudo-intellectual. There you go. That's a requirement. Thank you, chat. Now, if I had to hazard a guess, one could imagine that the Madden community is filled with a lot of Christians. If you weren't a pseudo-intellectual, probably could guess they would be mad about this. Quote Plato just to style on him. Quick, somebody get me a quote from Plato about like either empathy or understanding, or something like that. Give me a Plato quote. Give me a Plato quote right now. On sexuality and Madden, a rhetorical literary analysis of your presentation is going to be the title. Love is a serious mental disease. The highest form of knowledge is empathy, for it requires us to suspend our egos and live in another's world. Plato. Grief on a man. You've caused unnecessary grief on a man. Knowing full well the world he inhabits may be less forgiving than others online. Just saw Bruce drop off complaining about him having done this in the past. He is a famous example of man. This guy went through a dark time in his life. Nice to know your empathy is so broad. You share this with us online. To quote Plato, have a good one. All right, let me read out the full one. All right. Hold on. We need a new song. Maybe this song, maybe this one. No, not this one. This one, not this one. I need like a ta-ta. I'll add a smiley face. Oh, this is perfect, actually. Have a good one. Ta. Smiley face. On sexuality in Madden, a rhetorical and literary analysis of your presentation. This video was horrendous and completely unnecessary. It's almost comedic to phrase your justification as, quote, I have a degree in this. That's hackneyed and pompous. It speaks to a lack of true understanding or education. Your points regarding the historical context of sex work are completely surface level and barely connect. For example, Sketch's time as a worker is separate from his time as a creator in the Madden space. The examples you use presented as though sex work allowed Sketch to break through the glass ceiling. This is quite literally not the case, as they have no relation to one another. Furthermore, it's ridiculous and moronic to say what a creator does before the current cultural... what a creator does, comma... before the current cultural persona should be public knowledge. What do we gain by us knowing Sketch did porn? Unironically... Oh. It's a question mark? Unironically, how are our lives more fulfilled? At best, this is sensationalism and tabloid journalism at its worst. If you're... tabloid journalism. Hold on. Let me add a period. At worst, it's you watching porn of a man and then saying how we should all know about it. You seem to ignore a large part of how kabuki was only meant for a time. I would assume a gay sex expert such as yourself would know that as a fact. Now, if only I had to hazard a guess, one could imagine the Madden community is filled with a lot of Christians. If you weren't a pseudo-intellectual, you probably could guess they would be mad about this. If you have caused unnecessary grief on a man, knowing full well the world he inhabits... Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm literally playing the fine dining music. If you weren't a pseudo-intellectual, you probably could guess they would be mad about this. You have caused unnecessary grief on a man knowing full well the world he inhabits may be less forgiving than others online. I just saw Bruce drop him off complaining about him having done this in the past. He is a famous example of all the people mad. That this guy went through a dark time in his life. All the people mad. Semicolon. Wait, no, comma, right? I don't remember. Now it really is a common etiquette video. That this guy... Nah, I don't think there's one there. Me eating a burger with a fork and a knife. Undo. Caused undue grief. You have caused undue grief on a man knowing full well the world Sketch inhabits may be less forgiving than others online. I just saw Bruce drop him off complaining about him having done this in the past. Bruce is a famous example of all the people mad that this guy went through a dark time in his life. It's nice to know your empathy is so broad, you share this with us online. Hold on. I look forward to your... This guy changed individual. That this individual went through a dark time in his life. I look forward to your future videos expanding on the ever increasing volume of femboys. as you may know more than me. Parentheses. Who has worn a maid dress? This comment has been peer reviewed. To quote Plato, the highest forms of knowledge is empathy, for it requires us to suspend our egos and live in another's world. Plato. Have a good one. Ta-ta. You forgot to make it plural. No, I feel like this is good. And boast. Let's get some golf claps around in chat. I still don't know who Bruce is complaining about. That's okay. It's sketch, but do we need to be so specific? No, let's see if he makes a response video. Literally, this was a joke. I wasn't even that annoyed. Alright, that went great. Alright. Kai Sinat Rizdablividan. Outrageous. Anyway, you all have a wonderful evening. I'm going to continue to be a fancy individual. FaZe Banks commented on it, and apparently Sketch told him to. Have a wonderful day, chat. Good night.